Very good welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to our campus. So today we're going to talk about how to derive business value from big data, and I'm going to talk about the opportunities and challenges. Actually, when Anthony asked me to do a master class, I think, as you can see, and I hope you agree with me that I'm still too young to be called a master. But it doesn't prevent me from standing here and share with you some of my thoughts, because I'm teaching and doing research in this topic. So before zooming into what is big data and how different it is from previous data, let me show you some pictures. So you cannot find this picture on the internet because I took it myself. So do you know what these people are doing, and where is it?
Beijing.
Beijing. Oh, how do you know it's Beijing?
I saw the same pictures in Beijing.
You see?
No. I mean, I saw the real scenarios. By myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is Beijing, and specifically, it is in front of one of the gates of Beijing University. It's called the Chinese Harbor. It's one of the most prestigious university in China. So what are they doing?
Something parcel or something.
Yeah, so where are this parcel coming from?
Japan, like they say, yeah.
Oh, you saw the brand, so you think it's from Japan?
All over the world.
All over the world.
I think
No.
within China.
Yeah, within China. So actually, these are all coming from a website called Taobao or Tmall. Both belong to Alibaba Group. You heard about Taobao. It's the Chinese, we can see it's as Chinese eBay. And Taobao is a C2C business model, and Tmall is a B2C, which means Taobao, every one of us can open a store to sell something you are interested in to customers. That is a C2C business model. Taobao is just providing the platform. B2C means you need to be a registered business in order to sell on Tmall. Okay, so all these parcels are purchased by the students or faculty or staff in Beijing University on Taobao or on Tmall, and they were being sent to them. But of course, the school will not allow them to enter. This is the delivery people. They will not allow them to enter the university, so that they put all the parcels in front of the gate, and then they call the people, the buyer. So this is a student. He's checking a pair of sports shoes from the delivery. So this picture was taken on this date, November 16, 2012. I went to this university to give a talk, and this is before I entered the gate. I said, oh my gosh, what is happening here? Okay, and some of you may know it is a special day in China. It's actually a holiday, November 11th. Anyone knows what is this holiday for? Single day. Okay, so anyone from China or know something about China is to celebrate if you are single, because it's 1111. I don't know. I don't know any culture that celebrates this holiday. But actually, this holiday was originated from my university, Nanjing University. I guess it's in early 2000, and it was officially it became an official holiday thanks to Taobao, because they want to leverage on this opportunity to give big promotions. Okay, so because of this day, so for example, last year, the one-day sales, the revenue on these two platforms on this day is 19.1 billion RMB. So if you divide it by 4.7, that would be Singapore dollar. And last year, the total transaction on Taobao and Tmall is 1,000 billion RMB. Okay? So actually, this single day, the revenue of this website is more than the revenue of the retailing industry of Hong Kong. We all know Hong Kong is a shopping paradise. And the website's revenue on that single day is more than the revenue of the total retailing industry in Hong Kong. So I arrived on that day. So I think this is caused by the delay of delivery because there are a lot of orders on the single day. So after my talk at Beijing University, I asked the students if this is because of the delay, and they told me no. Just as you have seen in Beijing, it happens almost every day. It's like this. And if you travel in China, you stay in a hotel, you can see there are always this kind of piles of parcels and the concierge. Because people stay in the hotel, they order on Taobao or Tmall, and if they're not in the room, their products will be kept by the concierge. And if you're working in any Chinese company and the reception, you can also see a lot of parcels every day. Okay, so why I'm sharing this photo with you is to give you a very vivid impression about the prosperity of e-commerce in China and the amount of data this kind of website have. Okay, that is why we did a lot of projects in China, not in Singapore. We didn't see this kind of prosperity of e-commerce in Singapore. I think there are a lot of reasons why. And speaking of, from the supply chain perspective, Singapore has one of the highest warehouse costs in the world. And speaking of the transportation, it's very convenient, so it's very easy for you to go to a shopping mall. And speaking of the habit, like our dear Constance, our office manager, will tell you, we Singaporeans, we take shopping as an entertainment, and it's a very important way for us to socialize. And every time when we have new students on this campus, Constance will suggest them to shop and shop until you drop and you eat and eat, and you go on shopping again. So it seems, from the behavior perspective, is also one of the reasons why e-commerce is not taking off here. But this is how prosperous e-commerce is in China. My friend, a highly educated friend, she even ordered toothpaste and tissue paper on the internet and had them delivered to her doorstep. And I asked her why. I said, did you consider the logistics cost? Have you ever think about whether this is environmental friendly? You created so many packaging waste, so on and so forth. And she said, it's cheaper, and I don't need to go downstairs. I stay on 4th floor. So these are and for delivery people's salary, for example, Chinese New Year is coming, and a lot of delivery people actually they came from the countryside. So during Chinese New Year, they need to go home. If you want to hire delivery people during this period of time, their salary could be as high as 2,000 to 3,000 Singapore dollar per month. So it's comparable to an undergraduate salary from NUS. So this is the situation in China. And from this, the e-commerce has been in China for more than 10 years. But before 10 years ago, people said there are 3 big barriers we need to overcome in order for e-commerce to take off in China. That would be the trust, that would be payment, and that would be logistics. But all these 3 barriers have been overcome. And this is the reality, the situation in China. So this actually explains why we're having so big volume of data. So originally, when we don't have supermarket, my young students on this campus, most of the French students, they were born into a world where a supermarket exists. But when I was born, I'm from Nanjing. It's a quite big city in China. We didn't have supermarket in my city. I remember the first supermarket was opened when I was about more than 10 years old. Actually, supermarket is a very innovative, it's an innovation in supply chain management, because the last step that from the salespeople deliver the product to the end consumer has become a self-service practice. So before supermarket, what kind of data does the department store have? And with supermarket, they have the POS, point of sales system, so that they can capture more data. But with e-commerce, they know more about you. They know exactly what you order, where you stay, whether you are a student or you are a professional, so on and so forth. Okay, so this explains the first the dimension of big data, that is the volume. The next one is velocity. It's about the speed. So how fast data is being created, and how fast we need to analyze the data. And the third dimension is variety. We are used to structured data in a relational database. But nowadays, we are seeing a lot of unstructured data, text data, image, and videos. And the fourth dimension is veracity. There are a lot of inaccuracy, inconsistency, and incompleteness of data. So I used to have last year I have a guest speaker from Singtel. I know we have some guests from Singtel today. And last year, a guest speaker from Singtel, he told the students a very interesting story. He said, when you are at Changi Airport, when you leave Changi Airport to travel to some other country, you're going to receive an SMS from Singtel telling you, hey, when you are abroad, you should use this number for roaming, so on and so forth. And he said, every Sunday morning, I'm going to receive this message twice. And guess why? So he's cycling along East Coast Park. So he will pass Changi Airport back and forth, okay? So this means, based on GPS data, they will only tell you that you are near that area, but they don't know why you are there. You are cycling, you are seeing some friends off, or you just came back. Are you departing or are you arriving? They don't know. So how do we deal with this veracity? He gave another very interesting example. He said, so based on GPS data, we can tell someone left this building for 5 minutes, but we don't know why you leave this building. You left this building to meet someone, to buy something, but if I can see that you are leaving this building 5 to 7 times per day, every time 5 minutes, and you are doing this every day, so I can tell you are a smoker. So some relevant information or some product targeting for smoker could be sent to you. Okay, so this is some of the methodologies, some of the triangulation they are used to overcome veracity, but it's very ad hoc. The last V is value, about low density of value. What does that mean? Because the base amount of data is really huge. So for example, if we have a video camera shooting what is happening in this classroom 24 hours every day, and only at 7 p.m. someone lost the phone, and maybe only this 1 minute of data is useful, video is useful. So this is what we mean by low density value, because the base is huge, so that you really need to filter out the most important data. Okay, so this is a speech by Kenneth Cookie, the data editor of Economist. So he said, how he defined big data, messy. Messy actually is veracity and variety, and more. There are more data. So what kind of opportunity will more data give us? First, you can study the whole population instead of sample. So I think at least some of you are doing marketing. So when we are doing marketing, normally we cannot, for example, if you have a new product, you want to have your customers' feedback, and you cannot ask all the customers, millions of them or thousands of them. Normally we need to do sampling. Random samples, snowball sampling, so on and so forth. However, with big data, for example, Taobao, he has all the record of who you are, where you stay, what kind of products you bought, at what time you bought it. So this data are available for the whole population, which means you don't need to do sampling. And there's no need for you to calculate the confidence level, which means how representative your sample is for the whole population. Okay, and changing size lead to changing the state. And the challenges, the constraints of the current system capability. Okay, and messy, as I mentioned, is actually these two V's. And the last opportunity is correlation versus causality. So people who are doing marketing, you should be familiar with the churn model. So I think most people, if you're doing marketing, you will need to use this churn model, which means when people will abandon your service or product. Okay, so I have a friend who used to be the senior product manager of Xinlang Weibo, that is in the Chinese Twitter. It has millions of users. Okay, so she's dealing with the churn model all the time. So what kind of, she needs to understand what causes people to abandon their service. But causality is very difficult to establish. You need to satisfy 7 to 8 criteria. Like A has to happen before B. If A happens, B must happen. If A doesn't happen, B cannot happen, so on and so forth. So it's very difficult to establish causality and to find out the real reason. But with big data, with large amount of data, you can establish correlation very simply, very easily. So what she can do is, based on this kind of behavior, I know the customer will churn in 1 month. So for example, you didn't log in for 1 week. You never reply any of your friend's post. You didn't post for 1 week, either photo or text message. You didn't interact with anyone for a certain period of time. If this happened, you are going to leave or abandon our service in 1 month. I don't know why. I don't know why you abandon it. But if I can establish this correlation, I can interfere earlier. I can recommend you a new friend. I can recommend you new content. So to catch your attention. Well, this is correlation and causality. I think at least some of the medical school students from AUS registered for this seminar. I don't know if the guests are here. So in medicine, there are also a lot of things. Innovation could be done with big data by establishing correlation instead of causality. For example, premature baby, if you were born before 38 months, weeks, sorry, yeah, 38 weeks, you are considered to be premature baby, and you tend to have a certain type of disease. And in the past, the doctors tried to find out the reason, what caused this disease. And as I mentioned just now, causality is very difficult to establish. So, but with large amount of data, you don't need to find out what are the causes. You can simply find out if this symptom appear. For example, the body temperature reach a certain degree, heartbeat is this fast, so on and so forth. If these symptoms appear within 48 hours, the baby will have this disease. If you can establish this correlation, you can interfere in advance. You can reduce the dosage of the medicine, so to reduce the hurt to the baby's body. So this is what the opportunity offered by big data. Okay, and some of the students in my class asked me if big data is just a new way to describe data mining. Okay, so this is an article published in MI's Quarterly, our leading journal in information system domain. So actually, they categorize the development stage of business intelligence and analytics in 3 stages. Stage 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. So this is what was popular in 80s and 90s. So that is the relational-based database. And the data mining statistics mainly are structured contents with record and field with primary key linking different tables. And this is what is happening now, web analytics with unstructured content, also with social media and social network analysis. And this is what is emerging. So we pay a lot of attention to mobile and location information. Okay, so this actually help us to answer the question whether big data is only a new way to call data mining. It's not. Okay, data mining actually is here. Okay. So here is some basic description about big data and some of the opportunity it offered. Like it gives us the opportunity to study the population instead of sample. It gives us the opportunity to establish correlation instead of establishing causality. But my main, the majority of today's talk will be focusing on the challenges. Okay, so I will be talking about 5 different challenges, and I will start from the highest level challenge. So this is there are a lot of data, but very few insights, which means you have overcome all the other challenges, and now a very beautiful report was put on your desk. What can you do? So in our interview with some of the Chinese companies, they complain about the BI system. They say, we invested so much money, so much human resource, but we didn't get a result. So the system is not working. So let's have an example. I hope to hear from you to see if it is the problem with the data or if it is the problem with the manager. So the first example, let's say if you are running this travel booking website. Okay, well, we're familiar with this kind of travel booking website. You can book your flight to a travel destination hotel on this website. At the end of the year, the data report department give you this report. So the first column is days to purchase. What does that mean? So if the customer go to a website the first time and they make purchase, that is 0 day. If they go to a website today and they make the purchase tomorrow, they come back the next day, it is 1 day. If they make purchase after 2 days of visiting a website, that is 2 days, and even after 1 year. So these are the transaction number, and these are the percentage of all purchases. So based on this report, what can you say about this website? Is this website doing well? No? Why?
No recurrent business.
No
Recurrency.
or recurrency. People are not returning, you mean?
Doing okay.
Doing okay? Why?
Because in 0 days, you get almost half.
Oh, 0 day.
1 out of 2.
Hmm.
Both.
Okay.
So that enough information to make a decision.
Sorry, but can you tell, because you're saying recurrency, can you tell that this data, that the person might have bought 0 day and then come back 2 days later and bought yet again?
No, this
That
is
would make a difference.
this is just unique visitors. So we cannot tell whether they're returning. Yeah.
In that case, it's doing well.
So they're doing well.
It's hearsay.
Okay. Everybody agrees it is doing well.
If you look at day zero, it seems that they're going to all the other websites to get information and then come make the purchase.
Okay,
They're
so
not the gateway of this business.
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so actually, people who come to a website and make purchase on the same day is less than half. So you think it's almost half. So very, very optimistic. And you think it's less than half because most of them went to the other website to make purchase, or they come back later to make purchase. But based on this report, what are you going to do? If you think it's doing fine, no other improvements. But if you think we still have space for improvement, what are you going to do?
Actually, it's not enough if you look at it in terms of sales perspective or marketing perspective.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. It doesn't link us to the type of population we are looking for. What is the category of customers here? Is it the high end, low end, or I don't know?
Yeah. Okay.
So we need some business insight.
More information.
Yes.
So you're saying that 46 conversion rate is bad? It's fantastic. It's,
Yeah.
They're doing simply fantastic.
Okay.
I don't see any other sites with the same
Okay.
conversion rate.
But this is fictional. I
That's
created
fictional.
myself.
So you're looking more like a 2-3% a day, maybe.
No, why I want to share this example is because based on the same information, people do come up with different decisions, and it will affect the result. And as John Paul mentioned, we need more information. I do have students from the executive class saying, this is not enough. I need to know more. Okay? That's perfectly fine. I think everybody knows this story about diaper and beer. And I think for this class, most of you will understand why, although we don't establish causality. But if I tell young students, they don't know. They don't know why diaper always go with beer. Of course, we can guess. I told them if you have a diaper used at home, the guy, this is only for male customer. So this is published in Financial Times. So we don't take it as a very scientific research, but we would rather look at it as a hype created by analytics people to show how powerful analytics is. Okay? So I said, if you have a diaper used at home, and a guy went to the supermarket to purchase diaper, I think it's 98% case is he was sent by his wife. And when you have a diaper used at home, especially during the initial period, your life could be very miserable. And basically you are sleepless at night. So when you went to the supermarket to purchase the diaper, you want to reward yourself with the beer. So this is the causality we try to establish, but it doesn't matter. Since they already established the correlation that these two things go together for male customers. Now you have the report. What can you do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Bundle. So what do you mean by bundle? So you put them together and offer super value. Like if you purchase 2 diapers, you get the beer free. Is this what you mean by bundle?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Bundle. Super value pack. What else?
Put them close to each other.
Put them close to each
See the
other.
same.
This is the typical man's mindset because you already know what you want to purchase. Okay? and you are lazy. You want to get them and leave. What else?
Just from that answer.
For ladies? What are you going to do?
Put it further.
Put them further apart. So this is a typical answer from ladies.
No, because you make the path, but he has to go through
Yeah,
the
but
supermarket
then-
to pass the crisps, to pass this and that, and everything belongs to the beer.
Yeah. So for ladies, they always suggest put them at different end of the supermarket. So when you get the diaper, when you get the beer, you need to cross the whole supermarket to get something, the other thing. And on your way, you can pick up something else. But for men, normally you're not impulsive buyer. You already know what you want to buy before entering the supermarket. For ladies, yes. So I pick up potato chips, I pick up chocolates. Maybe it's very possible. So we already have different suggestions. Put them together, bundle. The story, the article published in Financial Times actually ends with putting beer cooler next to the diaper, which means it's a cross-selling opportunity. Okay, so because beer cooler is not something that you want to buy, you bundle them. Does it make sense? Because anyway, you are going to purchase them. But if you put something that is relevant to the products, if you put beer cooler next to the beer, it was always put there. But if you put the beer cooler next to the diaper, it creates some cross-selling opportunity. But this opportunity didn't exist before because these two things are not related. So for example, how can we achieve this? This is using SQL Server by Microsoft. So if you press shopping basket analysis, they're going to tell you the bundle, what products always go with what product. So for example, in this example, road bike always go with helmet. And in this database of this retailer, more than 800 transactions include these two types of product. And it is ranked by the overall value created by the bundle. So this is how far data can bring us to. And the last step is the manager. Based on the same data report, what kind of decision you can make, it will make the difference. Like whether your investment in the BI is a waste or it can really create value. So this is what I mean. There are a lot of data, but very few insights. And if you complain about your BI system, maybe you think about whether you are making good decisions based on the report. So this is, you really need to combine the data with your business. Okay? And then this example from the retailing industry is about the Catalina coupon. I bet people who are doing CRM or marketing, you are very familiar with the Catalina coupon. So the first time I got this coupon is in 2007 when I first arrived in Cergy, that is our French campus. Because I didn't speak French, I landed in Cergy speaking only bonjour and salut. So I went to the supermarket Auchan with a French-speaking friend. So after checking out, we both got a coupon. So since I don't understand French, I gave the coupon to her, and she said, "Oh, it's different. For you, it's a promotion for cooking utensils, and for me, it's a promotion about grocery products. Which means if you purchase this brand of cooking utensil within next week, you're going to get this discount. And for her, is if you purchase this brand of milk, you're going to get a discount." So I think it's very easy to understand. It's a supermarket behavior. It's Auchan is doing promotion based on our purchasing history. But actually, Catalina coupon, in a lot of situations, it was the manufacturer's behavior. It was the manufacturer who are trying to grab customers from their competitor. What does it mean? So if I purchase a box of Coca-Cola, I may get a Catalina coupon from Pepsi, saying if you purchase this box of Pepsi within the next week, you're going to get this discount. So it is not necessarily the behavior, the promotion behavior of the supermarket.
It's a marketing strategy. It's more like encouraging return purchase. It's more on marketing strategy.
Yeah. So in that, when you say about return purchase, is the supermarket. Yeah. The supermarket is supermarket's promotion.
Yes.
But the manufacturer could also use it to grab customer from competitor. Which means if you purchase a box of Coca-Cola, you actually triggered a preset criteria in the system of the Pepsi, set by the Pepsi. Why they're doing so? Because they don't need to educate. They don't need to educate the customer why you should drink this kind of drinks. Why you should drink Coke, since we already drink Coca-Cola. Okay, so these are the same information, but how we can use it? This is the first point. I think that the challenge of big data, of using big data. There are a lot of big data, but this is only how far big data can bring us to.
Another aspect of this is they are using this stuff as e-coupon. They are actually advertising on the e-environments on this e-coupon, just print out or you show it on the data.
Yeah.
So this is a e-marketing strategy.
Yeah.
So one of the e-marketing strategy is that what I mentioned earlier, the encouraging returning purchase from the customer.
And it's also linked to O2O, online to offline, offline to online. So you purchase something online and you get the e-coupon and you can consume the product or service offline. Okay, so this example. So this is a report from Google Trend. Any of you are using Google Trend? Okay. So for example, this is the search amount for diaper. For diaper. And this is the search amount on Google for Pampers, a specific brand. And this is the search amount for Huggies on Google. Okay? So if you are the diaper, if you are the marketing manager for Pampers, you can see your search amount is always bigger than the search amount for Huggies, and you should be happy. But at this point of time, especially here, it seems Huggies is taking over. So what can you do here? Okay? You can search, you can try to identify what are the top 10 states with the most searches about your brand. So these are the top 10 states: Ohio, New Jersey, South Dakota, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Iowa, Delaware, Illinois, Georgia. And you can also search what are the top 10 states with the most search about Huggies for the keyword of Huggies. And these are the top 10 states: Mississippi, Utah, Alabama, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Wisconsin, Missouri. Are they the same? It seems they're very different. The top 10 states for Pampers and the top 10 states for Huggies. So which means it occupies different markets. They are popular within different 10 states. So what are you going to do here? Yeah, if you just stop at this point of time, you may want to go into the top 10 states occupied by Huggies to increase your marketing budget. However, if you search more, these are the top 10 states with the search for diaper, which means people do need this product, diaper, but they still don't have any preference for brand. So which means it's still a big blue ocean compared with this already red ocean. So if you do one more step, go one more step further, zoom into a little bit in the data, it can actually offer you more insights and help you come up with a more advisable decision that you should go to these 10 states where people still don't have any preference for the brand and try to occupy them with less marketing budget. So with this several examples, the point I try to highlight is currently we have mountains and seas of data, but even a report has been generated. How can you make a good decision? How can you segment your data in order to come up with a better decision? Okay. Then the second challenge is in your organization you don't have this hub and spoke structure for data analysis, which means there's no data integration. So if you have different, I used to have a student from Estee Lauder, okay? So they are having different product line and moisturizer. They have whitening product, anti-aging. They have eye product. They have product for men. So of course they are analyzing the data from each product line's customer, but are you integrating them in a hub like this? Or if this could also be applied in another context, that you have a website to do marketing, you have a mobile app to do marketing, and you have offline marketing. Are you integrating them in a hub for analysis, or they are totally separate without integration? So if it is without integration, you may end up like a blind man and the elephant. So each part of you will perceive your own data. You think the elephant is a snake, you think the elephant is a carpet. Yeah. So it is very important for this kind of structure in data analytics. Then the third challenge is they don't have a clear goal for analytics. So when we talk about big data, and at the very beginning I wanted to ask you, how many of you think big data is just a hype and it will pass very soon? It didn't have real value. Because my finance colleague once told me, you know, it's really hype. Some people come up with a correlation with a country's GDP growth with the birth rate of the crocodile. And they establish positive correlation between these two.
We just used as a hype for about 80% of people. It's not really hype. And what you're talking about crocodiles is called Bonferroni principle, which is giving enough data and drive whatever you want.
Yeah, so actually we can establish this correlation if we want.
Yes.
But is it meaningful? Like in the birth of the crocodile, the birth rate.
It depends.
Yeah, if we love crocodile.
Well, it depends, because in your Estee Lauder example, for example, there are certain products they sell exclusively through duty-free shops.
Okay.
It'll be interesting how they establish goals for analytics, for staff, what type of data. That's completely different business models. How they derive the data. How do you predict the sales ratio in duty-free shops?
Duty-free shops.
Yes. So they have about, I don't remember from top of my head, like 20% of products they sell exclusively in airports and not elsewhere.
So your question is?
How do you market this product? How do you predict the volume that will be sold?
Okay, so for example, that is another context. So just now we first talk about the different product line of Estee Lauder, and here we also have different marketing channels for Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
And what you are talking about is different selling channel of Estee Lauder. So we sell through maybe department store, we sell through duty-free shop, and we sell through maybe our own boutique, so on and so forth.
Sure, but 20% is a considerable size of their volume. So if they sell this exclusively through unpredictable channels, that's interesting. How will they do this?
So as I mentioned just now, the behavior of mobile shopping is different from e-commerce. It's different from physical shopping and physical store. So what 2 hours for this flash sale will appear to be most appealing to the customers?
So we will divide 24 hours a day, and then we define the profile of each of the hour, where the people are coming on that channel to buy. And then we see the highest point where they are buying in terms of the profile, and then we can launch the
So
campaign.
do you suggest we do experiments and try
No,
to...
we have already done the experiments. That's why.
Okay.
So we have to divide the day in 24 hours, and then we...
This is a very important point because the retailer want to move people from e-commerce to mobile platform.
Sorry, are you trying to say that the retailer, they still do not have the data about the customer's behavior or purchase through mobile app?
Yeah. This is a foreign retailer. They just entered Shanghai. Yeah, they didn't know.
They
So
don't
they
have
asked.
the data.
Yeah, they don't
Oh, I
have.
see.
So they ask a mobile application developer. So because when you think mobile application developer, I develop an app for you. When you want to sell, how much you want to sell, it's the retailer's responsibility. But actually, the retailer asking the mobile app developers. So the different channels, the behavior is very different. That is why website like Taobao or Tmall, they can come up with a lot of interesting analysis. For example, for moms, to-be mom or new moms, where are they shopping? Where are they shopping online? Where are they shopping with mobile? So they shop.
Are you too busy? Save a lot of time going for shopping. Convenience?
No. I mean, the difference of their behavior on mobile shopping and e-commerce on the website shopping. So they, of course, they need to shop for their to-be-born baby or their new baby. So on the mobile platform, they started as early as 3 a.m. And why it was like this? So you have a new baby, you need to come up at night to feed her. And when you feed her, after that, it will be very difficult for you to fall asleep. And at this time, you don't want to open the computer so that it will disturb others. You use a mobile phone. And on the website, the shopping for the new moms or to-be mom started from 6 a.m. Okay, so they can do this kind of very interesting analysis. But all this data should be consolidated for analysis and for comparison. Okay, it should not be dispersed in the channel, a different channel. Okay, so speaking of lack of clear goal for analytics, so this is Amazon. We are familiar with it. So if you are analyzing the data for Amazon, and let's talk about conversion of Amazon. So what do we mean by conversion? Is it the end conversion, like how many people purchased, or how many people put products in the shopping cart? How many people put products in a wish list? Or how many people become your customer? So which conversion you are going to measure and what it means to your business?
When you pay, when you buy. So you put in the shopping cart and you buy.
But a lot of people put things in the shopping cart and don't buy. And you know, Amazon, originally they only keep your products in the shopping cart for 30 days. After 30 days, they remove the record. Until one old gentleman wrote an email to Jeff Bezos, the CEO, saying, hey, I've been doing research for 1 month, and I put all the books I want to purchase in the shopping cart, and I'm still doing my research, and the record is gone. And Jeff Bezos suddenly realized, oh my gosh, people do put products in the shopping cart without checking out today, tomorrow, and even after 1 month. And I do put things in the shopping cart without checking out for even half a year. Yeah, so if my friends recommend a book, I put it there, but I don't purchase it because maybe I want to consolidate the order.
But then in that case, you should put in the wish list. Because if I put in the shopping basket, I just have to go to pay.
No. I put it in the shopping list. I created different shopping lists, wish list for my husband. Okay. If this is something I want to purchase, I put it directly in the shopping cart. I only create a shopping list for other people, like for my husband. So this is what you are supposed to buy for me. So do you analyze people putting things in a shopping cart? Do you analyze people check out finally? Or do you think this is a conversion? Do you think this is a conversion? And how about this? It's all driven by whether you have a clear goal of the analytics. You don't throw the data scientist in the sea of data, say, hey, come up with correlations or associations. But you need to tell them why. So for example, if Amazon is very new, this is a very important conversion. You're trying to create awareness, attract more. Then this is the challenge of organizational culture. So this is, we see the challenge become lower. The first one is the highest. You already have the report. So this is a survey done by McKinsey. So they ask the critical barriers to increasing the use of data and advanced analytics at respondents' company. And the top reason is company culture prioritize experience over data. So how many of you are in this kind of company? Okay, you don't need to say. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the top reason. Companies still trust the experience more than data. Of course, when I was in China, a lot of people asked me if there are any failures in data analytics or leveraging on big data in the companies that I talked to. So I said the first failure is you spend a lot on analytics and you generate a report, but you didn't take any action. And the second failure is you only trust data. So recently, China has a very big grassroots singing contest called the Voice of China, and P&G has a chance to entitle this contest. So it will become P&G Voice of China. But P&G hired a very senior consulting company, and based on their analytics, they think it's not worthwhile for you to sponsor this contest. However, the contest becomes so successful, so popular, and even overseas Chinese like us, we are following it on the internet. So if you ask before the contest, if you ask someone on the street, they may tell you, of course, it was well. It's just like American Idol, British Got Talent. It will be very successful and popular. You should endorse it. So this is also a failure. You only trust data, but this is the biggest problem. You don't trust data. You don't even know you have data. You don't even know what data is available in your company. And this is about a culture issue. I have an example here. It's a local company called Mozart. So they're developing mobile application, and they are promoting this application in Saudi Arabia with STC. So the first approach is experience-driven approach. They get the most experienced local marketing agency to take the project. So this marketing agency conduct hundreds of studies, focus group interviews, work out 9 SMS templates, and the marketing manager with more than 20 years of experience make the final choice out of this 9 SMS templates. And they broadcast this single message to 25 million SMS, which result in 72,000 subscribers. So the team think, can we do better? So they follow a data-driven approach. So they have the engineer plus the translator because it's in Saudi Arabia. They control 5 variables. SMS content. What is the content? How long is the SMS? Who are the sender? What time and the day you send SMS? Which day? And their weekends is different from us. So with this manipulation, they are doing experiment for 10,000 users per combination. And they try it and analyze the data to find out the best combination, and then they scale up. In the end, the conversion rate is 3% compared with 0.3% following the experience-driven.
Maybe they simply chosen bad manager.
Oh, wow.
Well, he made the wrong decision of the templates. He didn't account for other criteria, other factors. It doesn't
So you mean this one, right?
Yes.
The marketing agency from Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Marketing manager was
Okay.
poor.
But actually, this is a very experienced marketing agency, and this guy has more than 20 years of experience. And if you are entering a very unfamiliar market, I think this is the best you can do. Isn't it?
I think it's not about manager. It's just that when you are using the data, you are more recurrent, you are more structured, and then you get the speed and everything that you know in the past. You have more insight.
No,
Yeah.
I don't understand why this marketing manager
Didn't do
could
the
not,
experiment.
could not evaluate the same factors they
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So there's no difference in this two approach.
It's the magnitude of data that you are going to use, the variables. If you are using your own experience, how many variables can you handle? This we know. So,
Yeah, so we also don't understand why the marketing manager didn't do some simple experiment like the engineers could do, follow a data-driven approach. How many of you are doing? How many of you are?
I'm sorry, what is data-driven approach here?
So data-driven approach is for example, what I mean by experience-driven. So this is totally experience-driven, right? They come up with this 9 templates, and this very experienced guy, very experienced local marketing agency, he make the choice. So this is experience-driven. And data-driven means they manipulate 5 different variables, and they do experiment.
They didn't collect any data, so it's
No, they collect. Here is the data. So they do experiment.
Experiment design,
Yeah,
okay.
they do experiment, and based on the analysis of the experiment result, they determine which one is the best
So
combination.
what is missing, in fact, here, is that the guy who is experienced manager, he didn't think about the important factors that contribute to success. And then the only other difference is the experiment as such, right?
Yeah. So actually,
he didn't take into account the most important factors, so he's a bad manager. That's what I'm saying.
Even if you wanted to take that into account, you need this kind of technology.
Yeah, of course you need to
So in the end,
expand.
in the end
That's easy.
what you're saying is he's not a good manager without
That's
good
it.
data. That's it.
No, he's not. He's
Right,
he's not a good manager. Full stop.
You can't help it. When he was young,
Yeah,
he was all about.
Oh yeah.
They had a perspective, they have 20
So
years of
far,
experience in a
guys.
non-digital area.
yeah,
So it's not.
yeah. So I think the mindset is still in a non-digital area. So he's very used to focus group. You can see the method he used. Focus group. Everybody knows interview, and this is very traditional way of doing marketing.
This is the same. This stage is the experiment. You can transcribe it to experiment on a target group.
Yeah. So this is small data, and this is big data. Yeah. Can I say that?
Yes.
What she means, it's more like due diligence. When you want to do things right, you go into look every detail of your project and how you're going to implement it and what are the different parameters that can influence the outcome. So if you have, of course, if you have data available, it's easier. But in the end, if you are a good manager, you should still do this kind of test with different groups, small groups on Monday night, Tuesday night, morning, afternoon, and figure out what's
You still need to do experiment, right?
Yeah.
So just now I asked you if any of you are gambling. You're a gambler? Any of you are gambling?
Never.
No, none of you.
Never.
Okay. So, so in gambling industry, there's a very famous CEO, Gary Loveman. Maybe some of you heard about him. So he is now the CEO of Caesars Entertainment. Before that, he is the CEO of Harrah's, but they merged or one acquired another. So now he's the CEO of Caesars in Las Vegas. Before joining the casino industry, he was associate professor in Harvard Business School with a PhD of economics from MIT. Okay, so when he went to join the casino industry, abandoned academic career, which we don't understand why, he brought the analytic culture, because he has very strong background in this, to the casino industry and come up with the loyalty program. And he said, in my company, there are only 3 reasons that you will be fired. If you steal something, if you're involved in sexual harassment, the last thing is if you are making decisions without doing experiment. So this is the emphasis on the culture of trusting data instead of your experience. Of course, experience is important. Otherwise, we won't say, the first example in today's talk is your experience based on the same report. It's your experience which will determine what kind of result you'll come up in the end. Okay, so if you want to promote analytic culture in your company, we are talking about culture. They don't have the culture, okay? They don't have the culture. This is the challenge 4. If you want to promote analytic culture, you have to create some quick win, which means you need to start with something that is very impactful, non-trivial. Don't try to change an icon or some color on your website. That is not impactful enough. This is impactful. Generate reports of data and take action. You have to take action. So as I mentioned, if the data is sitting on your table and then nothing is changed, it's a waste. Deliver end-to-end analysis. What do we mean by end-to-end? I think you should understand is, for example, return on investment. So don't tell your board of directors what is the increase of visits or page views on my website. You need to tell them what is the return on investment. And you need to quantify benefits discretely of your win, which means this is only because my analytics. It's not because you are promoting it. It's not because we are reducing the price, so on and so forth. But this is very difficult. And you need to communicate about your win, either formally organizing a seminar or informally during lunch with your colleagues. Asia people tend to be modest, so we don't talk about something. If we do something good, we tend not to talk about it, and we think this is a virtue. But if in this situation, this is not only cause some opportunity in your own career, but it will also hurt the company's benefit because they may lose some opportunity. So the last challenge, the lowest level, is about the talent. Where's Romy? Oh my gosh. Anyway, talent, because currently universities don't have a program training data scientists. What is called by the Harvard Business Review article in October 2012, the sexiest job in 21st century, data scientists. Who are they? There are people who understand how to fish out answers to important business questions from today's tsunami of unstructured information. Any field with a strong data and computational focus. Experimental physics, system biology, mathematics, statistics, computer science, artificial intelligence, econometrics, statistics, so on, machine learning, so on and so forth. So it's being estimated that till 2018 there will be 140,000 to 190,000 job lack of this gap in demand and supply for this kind of position. That is why a lot of universities are setting up degree programs, and we're also setting up a master for analytics, business analytics here in Singapore. And in ESSEC, we just established a chair with Accenture. And the chair is a very special system in ESSEC. So it's sponsored by a company. They're giving us money. So we're recruiting students, and professors will teach this group of students certain type of courses, and they're doing this research with the data from the company. Like we have Louis Vuitton share. Of course, it's for the luxury management project. We have Orange share, that is for media and the communication and entertainment industry. And now we have the share with Accenture for big data analytics. Okay, so here on, I think this is the lowest level of challenge, but it's a big challenge because we don't have the people. And when we talk about, when Professor Nicola Glady from marketing department talked to Accenture or McKinsey about this share, they said, we need people, we do not need people who can do analytics. There are a lot of people who can do analytics. We need people who can do analytics with business sense and who can generate a report that business manager will understand in the end. This is the talents we need, and we don't have it. Okay, so actually my talk finished here, and since Sidomir is not here, I will talk about these slides. We do have executive workshop on marketing analytics and digital platform, and in our to be launched executive program, EMBA program, we have targeting masses in Asia, big data, and the bottom of the pyramid. So this is the first course to link big data and BOP. How can big data be applied from the grassroots? Okay. And here are some of the information about the EMBA. If you are interested, you can check our website specifically for this course. And this is the 3-day workshop about big data and marketing analytics on digital platform.